Material assignment. We need to assign the material in the same area where we added the light, but we'll do something else. I'll press 8. And I'll uncheck Use Map so there's no light. The sun is also off. There's only one light in the center. I want to go to the Corona light section, set the shape to rectangle, and create 3 lights here on 3 sides. This Hafez mausoleum. See, I'll create lights on these 3 sides. I'll hold Shift and place it there as an instance. I'll rotate it 90 degrees. I'll hold Shift and the opposite side. This is also an instance, and I'll rotate it again 180 degrees. Okay, I'll press bottom again, an extended viewport, and Corona Interactive. Let me see what light I have. Okay, in the modifier, I'll select one of the lights because it's set as an instance. Any change I make will change all of them. I'll set it to 15. Okay, their light color should also be white. 15 is too much. I'll set it to 5. To 2. 3. Very good. It's good. It's a pretty good light. Maybe 2.5 would be better now. Okay, this white that is here is the same light we have here. If you want this light of yours to not be visible, or not visible in reflections, or when it passes through glass, this you don't see. You can have all these options in visibility. If you check the first box, you won't see itself in the render. The second, we won't see it in reflections. The third, we won't see it from behind the glass. And also caustics, which now that other mode includes other lights, we can avoid. Or IES, which now its explanations should come in the professional parts of the work. Okay, that's it for this part. We want to assign materials to this. If you remember, we did this. We converted it to a group. I'm opening the group. I'm opening it so I can individually identify each of them. Okay, to apply materials, if we press the M key, I press the M key, the material window opens. In the rendering section, in the material editor, you can open it, which has both modes for you. It has for you, which you can open the material editor, the compact material editor. This same window opens for you. Okay. We had also done another thing. From the rendering section, I select Render Setup. And then, if you remember, in this material override, in this scene section, we went to the material override and checked the box. So now all materials are overwritten. Okay, if you want something from this to be excluded, for example, when you are rendering an interior scene, you can select anything in the scene. You can click this plus sign to exclude it from the material override system. For example, if you have glass or windows and you are rendering the interior, you can click this so that light enters your scene. Of course, you need to apply this glass material to the glass part beforehand. Okay, I'll okay this. Okay, I want to remove this check, but when I remove this check, I remove it. I see the color of those materials. But I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be the same as before, and I want to apply the materials one by one. So what do? I'll definitely close this. Because in the material editor section, if you remember, this first material was the scene override. Here, I go to the selection filter and select geometry so that only geometries are selected for me. Lights and the camera won't be selected. I'll take a window and select all the geometry. I click on this Material Override, which is selected. It's in standard mode. We can set it to Corona NTL. I can assign it to all those shapes by clicking this button, Assign Material to Selections, when I click it that are selected in the scene. Okay, now I want to start and apply materials. For applying materials, I'm using the Corona Material Library in this collection, which is available in this section, the Open Corona Material Library. If you install Corona completely and accurately, you can use this Corona Material Library. And usually, these Corona versions you download might not have this feature. Or you need to install them with a specific precision so that this Corona Material Library is definitely included. Okay, one of the materials I need is for the floor. I'll bring a stone. For the floor, or let me see, if I search for road, good. This might be suitable for our floor. Or this one, the first option, should be suitable for flooring. I select this one, drag it, and drop it onto one of the empty material slots. I want to assign it to this floor. Why select that floor and the material that is selected? I click Assign so that it's applied to the material. Well, maybe it won't show itself very well. Of course, since the previous part is also with it, maybe a stone material would be much better. For example, this might be better. I assign it to that stair section. Very good. For the columns, I need to use a stone column. I think this is good. All columns should be selected. And then I apply this stone part to them. The upper part has a difference, where one part is of this stone material and another part has a tin-like appearance. Now, if you look closely, in this Corona Material Library, there are different sections like ceramic, concrete, fabric, glass. It has prepared all sorts of materials for you, and you can use them. So let me see if in the rubber or roofing section, I can find a suitable material for that upper part. Okay. Maybe in the plastic section. It's green, but a very saturated green. So we can choose one of these, the plastic type, or go to the metals and a matte metal. Or in the ceramic and plastic section. I'll choose the plastic section, this black PVC or this one. I drag it and drop it here. However, we can change its color here. The color is set to M. If you click this, you can bring up the solid color option. For example, to green, so it has a green color. And click OK. OK, I'll click Go to Parent here and go back. I'll also change the color. In the diffuse section, I went to the color option, which was set to M. And I clicked on M and changed the solid color and returned with Go to Parent. One in the ceramic section, a turquoise ceramic, for example, something that is also shiny. I'll bring it and place it inside as well. Okay? I no longer need this material window, and I want to apply material to this upper part of the work. I select this upper part in Edit Poly mode. If I press 4, the part that I want to be green has a section called Polygons Material ID. We need to assign different IDs according to that materials to the volume. Okay. I select these and press Ctrl-I to select everything else for me. I'll set its material ID to 1 and press Enter. To select the bottom part and not the top, I'll use a different trick. I'll select this top part, and in the selection, when I press Grow, you'll see it comes down one by one. And the bottom part gets selected. I'll press it one more time to get it there. Okay, I'll set the ID for these to 2. I'll press Ctrl-I again. I'll hold Alt and deselect this bottom part. There's still another part. I can select the rest from the top part and deselect them. I'll set the material ID for that part to 3 and press Enter. Okay, now what I need to do is select an empty material, press Standard, and in the General section, select a multi-sub object and click OK. It asks whether to put it on the old material or create a new material. We'll keep it on the old one. Okay. We press Set Number, and we had 3 materials. Okay, I can drag them from here. I'll bring the first one and place it on 1 as an instance. The second one on 2 as an instance. and the third one on 3 as an instance. And now my material ID. I'll exit polygon mode in Edit Poly and assign this material ID to that volume. You saw that happen to it, and very easily. Based on the ID we gave, it accepted those materials. Those parts of the prayer beads and that mouse teeth, I'll select them too. I'll exit multi-sub object selection and assign the same stone material to them. Okay, so far it seems our work is done, but if you look closely, these textures haven't settled well on the work. This Corona camera part that in fact reference, I exit the multi-object selection and assign the same stone material to them. Well, so far, our work seems to be done. But if you look closely, these textures haven't settled well on the work. This part, the Corona camera, which is actually the reference, I press P to go to perspective. And in fact, that camera angle doesn't get ruined. I rotate it a bit to see what's happening. Apparently, this stone hasn't settled very well and needs a bit of work. Something needs to happen with our materials so they can settle more accurately. Plus, we do this so we can understand how to make changes if our materials need adjustments to them and to our work. I select the object. I apply a modifier to my object UVW map. UVW map. When you apply this modifier to your object, it has different modes that you can change depending on the object you have. For example, we use cylinder. And we also enable cap to fix the top and bottom. I'll move forward a bit to see how the stone pattern has settled on the stairs. Good. I can come here and select this UVW gizmo, and this cylinder you see is around our work. It has the ability to rotate. It has the ability to change. I can change it. And along with changing it, the pattern on our work also changes. Or I can scale it, meaning make it smaller. Very good. Let's do the same for our columns. I'll exit the gizmo and apply a UVW map. It can be in box mode or cylindrical mode, because this is also a cylindrical column. Since the top and bottom are not very visible, we can omit them. We can also include them, and there's no problem. If you notice, this cylinder is placed a bit inappropriately here. We can come right here and very easily press 1, or select the gizmo from here and start rotating it. Let me see which one is selected. I'll rotate it. If I select another column, I might have an easier job. I'll rotate it 90 degrees. I'll scale it, and it needs to be scaled on this axis so that it's positioned correctly. Okay, I need to move forward a bit to see how the stone texture has fallen on my work. I can enlarge it. The stone texture that has fallen on my work will completely change by adjusting this. And it will be positioned in a way that is desirable for me. Okay, I'll move back a bit. I can rotate it to see what's happening underneath the work. I'll exit the UVW map gizmo command. It seems these haven't yet gotten materials. Or we've misplaced their materials. In the front. Very good. It's fixed. Okay, the bottom also has tiling, and I think it's good. So, we've covered the main points related to materials. You can use different materials and also the UVW map. Apply it and see the result. And this material library section, which is at your disposal, has different materials that you can use from all of them. I hope you enjoyed this session as well.